ice my tone, my cologne, and the way I roll. You ain't no king.
It's legit, you know it's a hit when the Neptunes and the doggy dog finna spit. You know he's in tune with the season. Come in, baby, tell me why you leaving.
What is going on, guys? It's Nuke here, and today I got my FIFA 14 predictions. This time it's going to be for Borussia Dortmund. So first thing we got Weidenfeller. I think he's had a really great season. He's played 31 games and been consistent throughout. So I did give him an upgrade to an 84 rated shiny from an 82 rated non-shiny. He might even get an 85 rated card, I'm not sure, but I did think 84 is the right rating for him. Next can have Schmelzer. I think he was underrated at the start of FIFA 13 anyway. He was a 78 rated non-shiny, so I did put him up to an 80 rated shiny, and he does look like a pretty decent card. I did upgrade his stats quite a bit because I think he deserves those. Next we have Hummels, who hasn't had the best of seasons, but he hasn't been too bad, to be honest, and so I did keep his rating the same because I still think he's a world-class defender, just hasn't really lived up to previous seasons. He's played 28 games, scored 1 goal and 3 assists, which isn't actually too bad for a centre-back. Next we can have Subotic, who's had a really great season. I did put him up by 1 from an 81 to an 82. He might even go up to an 83. He's played 25 games, scored 3 goals and 0 assists, which is pretty decent. Next we can have Piszczek. He has had a really great season. He's played 28 games, scored 2 goals and 8 assists. So I did put him up to an 83. He might even go up to an 84 because Lahm scored 0 goals and 11 assists, so he's got pretty close to that, and he scored more goals, obviously. Next we can have Sahin. He has played 9 games, scored 3 goals and 3 assists, and he's been pretty good, to be honest. He's still on loan from Real Madrid, I think, and I think his contract runs out at the end of the next season, so I did put him up by 1 because I think he deserves that upgrade because he's had a pretty decent season. Next we can have Royce. He has played 27 games, scored 13 goals and 9 assists, which is really decent, and I did put him up to an 87 from an 84. He could be an 86, but I think 87 is the right rating for him, considering he's had a really great season. Next we're going to have Blazikowski. He's had a really great season as well. I put him up by, I think he was an 80 overall before, so I did put him up by 3. He's played 23 games, scored 11 goals and 10 assists, which is really good, and I definitely think he deserves that upgrade, and he looks like a really great card. Quite a lot of Borussia Dortmund's really pacey, so I just thought I'd put that out because it'll probably be quite a good team for FIFA 14 if you made the whole team. Next we're going to have Gundogan, who's been really great this season. He has played 26 games, scored 3 goals and 3 assists, and been really great throughout. And really, he looks like he's going to be a prospect for the future. And he looks like a really good card. I didn't put Goetze in, obviously, because he's transferred. And there are quite a lot of cards that have transferred, which I haven't put in the team. Next we're going to have Lewandowski. He's probably, in my opinion, one of the best strikers in the world at the moment. He's played 29 games, scored 24 goals and 5 assists, which is really decent, and I did put him up to an 87. I definitely think he deserves that, and I think he will get that. Next we can have Aubameyang, who's recently transferred from Saint Etienne in League 1. He has played 36 games for Saint Etienne and scored 19 goals and 9 assists, which is really good. And he does look like a really good card, 95 pace and 80 heading, so he looks like a really good card, and I definitely think he deserves an upgrade to an 82 overall. Now onto the bench, and now in other videos I have filled the extra space, the reserves, but unfortunately there weren't enough players at Borussia Dortmund to put some players on there because quite a lot of them had transferred. So for instance Felipe Santana and Goetze, but I'm going to go through the players now. So first going to have Bender. He hasn't had the best of seasons, to be honest, but I did keep his rating the same. He might go down to an 80 overall because, as I've already said, his season wasn't really the best, but I do think he still deserves that 81 rating because although he didn't have a very good season, when he's at his best, he's still really good. Next we're going to have Shiba. He hasn't really played because of Lewandowski, and now with the arrival of Aubameyang, I don't really think he's going to play that much. I think he should be looking for a transfer to another club. I did give him an upgrade though because he's played 6 games, scored 3 goals and 0 assists, which is actually alright, so I did give him an upgrade, but I think he will move to another club maybe. But he looks like a really good sweaty card with 81 pace and 79 heading, sweating on rare card. Next we're going to have new transfers Socrates, who I think will play more in the team instead of Subotic sometimes. And he has played 29 games for Werder Bremen and scored 1 goal and 0 assists. And he has had a pretty decent season, so that's why I gave him an upgrade to an 80 overall shiny card from a 79 rated non-shiny card. Next we're going to have Kerl, who's getting on now. I think he's getting really old, but he hasn't really had the best of seasons, so I did keep his card the same. He might get a downgrade, to be honest, because wait, let's see how old he is. He was born in 1980, so yeah, he is getting on a bit, but so I didn't really think he deserves an upgrade or a downgrade, to be honest. He hasn't really had the best of seasons. And let's have the second keeper, Langerak, who has been kept up the team, obviously, because of Weidenfeller, but I put him up to 70 overall because when he has played, he's played pretty decent. I haven't actually watched any games with him playing, but I looked at some clips on YouTube and he has been pretty decent. He's played 3 games, so that's all, but he has been pretty decent. I do think he deserves that upgrade anyway. Next we're going to have Hoffman, who is a bronze, and he has played 2 games, scored 0 goals and 1 assist, and he is still really young, obviously. I think he's around 20, maybe 21 or 19, I can't remember, around that area, but anyway, he was a 59 rated non-rare goal before, and I do think he deserves an upgrade because EA always give young players upgrades, and although no goals and 1 assist in 2 games isn't too good, I do think he's played pretty decent and does deserve that upgrade. He might even go up to a silver. Next we're going to have Grosskreutz. He hasn't really played because of Royce, obviously, but I did give him an upgrade because when he has played, he's played pretty decent. He's played 19 games, scored 2 goals and 4 assists, which is pretty decent, and he does look like a quite good card because he's got 80 pace and 71 defence. But thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment and subscribe. The next team I'll do is probably going to be Juventus or another team in the Serie A, but yeah, I'll see you next time.